We in these streets.
All right, what's up, everybody? What's going on? It's your boy Bo here. As always, man, go to 3kingsboxing.com for the latest what's going on in the sport of boxing. Shout out to everybody over there at 3 Kings, as well as everybody in the chat, and my man for coming in here again today. I don't know how you do it, man. Like, hey, let me ask you something, man. Do you step in the phone booth and do you take off that suit?
Man, I mean, this is my channel, so you can't be on here by yourself. so I mean, when you ready to go, I got to be ready to go, no matter what I'm doing.
I feel that, man. Definitely appreciate that. So as you guys know, man, a lot going down out here in these streets.
In these motherfucking streets.
Hey, man, I'm about to start doing the show more upstairs. You hear that echo when I say that? That shit is dope, nigga. the acoustics, and I just learned what that word meant. The acoustics in this motherfucker.
Oh, man, dog. Please go on. This man said I just learned what that word meant.
Yeah, I know, right? All right, man, as always, man, shout out to JL Davis for sending in this fantasy matchup, man. I guess JL want us to talk about how Golovkin gonna get murked, but we got at middleweight, you guys have former, middleweight champion Gerald McClellan taking on Gennady Golovkin. Now, I don't think a lot of you guys really know much about McClellan. I think most people only know about the fact that, he fought Nigel Benn and wound up being hospitalized for the rest of his life. Prior to all that, McClellan was running through the fucking middleweight division like that shit was M&M's, and he was a fat kid looking for candy. He was just killing motherfuckers in that division, dog. And the shocking thing was how he just dethroned motherfucking Julian Jackson. Now, Julian Jackson was the hardest punches in boxing at that time. Now, we always talk about the man's chin, yes. But he didn't knock him out from the chin. He knocked the nigga out from the body.
Sure did. Now, Julian, you said dethroned. See, the thing is, Julian Jackson already lost before that. You know what I'm saying? However, most people still felt Julian Jackson, was going to be too much for Gerald McClellan at that time. McClellan, like you said, he was running through the division, but people felt like he was going to be too much for him. I mean, he only lost to Mike McClellan, and Mike McClellan was a top fighter in boxing at that time. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So people just didn't think Gerald McClellan was ready for that kind of challenge. His shit was nothing for him.
No. And that was the thing. He got him out of it. Then, of course, you had John the Beast Mugabe. Those are them names alone. Listen, man, them the two. John the Beast Mugabe is better than anybody on Gennady Golovkin's resume. Right. Julian Jackson is better than anybody on Gennady Golovkin, whose name is not Canelo Alvarez. Better than anybody.
Well, he's not on his resume. He didn't beat him.
Well, there you go.
You're talking about wins, right? I mean, I get it. Resume is wins and losses, but typically when you say resume, you're talking about wins. You know what I'm saying? That's the technical meaning is wins and losses, but we're talking about wins. So Gennady Golovkin's best win is Daniel Jacobs or David Lemieux.
One of them.
However, whichever one or two, doesn't matter. However you fucking interchange them to, neither one of them stack up to not Julian Jackson. Don't even stack up to Mugabe. Julian Jackson's his best win. They don't even stack up to fucking Mugabe, bro.
No, they don't at all. And so when you look at the technical aspect, here's the thing about that fight that I like about that fight, right? Outside of being extremely athletic, outside of being a very technically sound fighter, he doesn't get enough credit for his body punching. Now, people will say, hey, he was knocking cats out, and he was, at times he was sleeping dudes. He was slumping motherfuckers, right? But he was really knocking motherfuckers out from the body. That body attack and his ability to get in and out and then throw combination punches and switch from offense to defense and give you those angles while he was doing that shit would cause a lot of problems for Gennady Golovkin. Look, Gennady Golovkin is tough to the head, but Gerald McClellan would test Gennady Golovkin's body, and I just don't know how well he would hold up to that. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know how well he holds up to a body attack of the likes of Gerald McClellan. Now, of course, when you look at Gennady Golovkin, good chin, good boxing pedigree, good amateur background. Gennady Golovkin actually has a decent jab. We saw that when he fought David Lemieux, right? And, of course, he has a chin. But he does not beat Gerald McClellan. Gerald McClellan may possibly not stop Gennady Golovkin with a body shot. I truly believe that. So, and I mean, I got Joe McClellan winning this fight hands down, runaway, man.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing that people are gonna look at here is Gerald McClellan's chin. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's only been knocked out one time, right?
Mm-hmm.
To Nigel Benn, but in that fight, you can make a case, excuse me, that his chin and his stamina failed him in that fight. I mean, it was a fight that he, of course, it ended up being a head, his head trauma, which he's living out today. But
Right.
He knocked the guy out the ring, only for that same guy to get back into the ring and end up knocking him out. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So people are going to talk about, let me say, his stamina more so than his chin, but they're going to talk about that. Jermall McClellan was used to knocking motherfuckers out early. If you look at his resume, everybody went out. You know what I'm saying? 1, 2, 4, 5. I mean, shit. What's his name? Julian Jackson going out in the 5th round. I think he lasted the longest besides one of the unanimous decisions that he got before that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But all
I
the
think in the second
knockouts,
fight, he got him in the first or one of them because they fought twice, I believe.
they fought twice. I'm talking about the first fight. He knocked him out in the 5th.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, he's had unanimous decisions and shit before that, but all of his knockouts were like first, second, third round. None of his knockouts, went past 4 rounds until he fucking fought Julian Jackson that first time. So he's used to getting motherfuckers out of there. So when he's going to round 10, you know what I'm saying, 11 and 12, that's where stamina could be an issue. It's actually a little bit worse than that. The majority decision that he got early in his career was a stamina issue. You know what I'm saying? So that's what people are going to be looking at with Gerald McClellan. Is his chin going to hold up against the power of Gennady Golovkin and his stamina? But I don't think none of that fucking matters. Honestly, bro, real talk, I always talk about how Gennady Golovkin is one of the toughest fighters in boxing. His chin is made out of granite, bro. I mean, you can't stop this dude. However, I believe that if Gennady Golovkin were to face Gerald McClellan in his prime, he gets stopped, bro. You know what I'm saying? As Bo mentioned, I don't think it's a knockout. I think it's a stoppage due to volume, damaging punches in volume. That's what I want to say. I think the referee steps in because Gennady Golovkin's never really been a great defender. Gennady Golovkin's offense is his defense. Now, he's a smart fighter. Understand that. He can apply pressure very, very, very intelligently. And he puts his punches together very well. He knows where to hit you and when he wants to hit you. But at the end of the day, bro, Gerald McClellan, not only was he powerful, but he was fast. You see what I'm saying? His defense was not that great either. But his punch placement, in my opinion, was better than Gennady Golovkin. His putting punches together, head and body, was better than Gennady Golovkin. Hand speed was better than Gennady Golovkin. Power, better than Gennady Golovkin. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, bro.
Mad with that one, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think Gerald McClellan's a harder puncher than Gennady Golovkin. Yes, I believe that. You know what I'm saying? So the biggest thing is, and you mentioned, is that jab. I'm worried about the jab. Gerald McClellan was susceptible to the jab in his career. I'm worried about that. However, he does know how to nullify a good boxer. He was able to defeat Roy Jones Jr. in the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? Which led to fight, that fight wanting to be seen as a professional, right? Everybody talked about, when is Gerald McClellan going to fight Roy Jones Jr. again, right? While Roy Jones is making a name for himself, became one of my favorite fighters of all time. While he was making a name for himself, Gerald McClellan was somewhat doing the same thing, but he wasn't pushed the same way, right? Roy became extremely more popular than Gerald McClellan. So people wanted to see that motherfucking fight, right? And Gerald McClellan in the amateurs was able to get around Roy Jones Jr.'s hand speed, right? Mm-hmm. And his volume punching. Gennady Golovkin's he's not a very fast fighter either with his feet or his hands. I don't know, man. I see Golovkin doing well early, but McClellan, man, he's gonna take him out, dog. Between 6 and 8, I got him taking him out. Standing a knockout.
6 and 8, yeah, I could see that. I think one of the things that I want people to understand here, right? And you mentioned it, how from a defensive standpoint, Gennady Golovkin is flawed. Well, one of the punches that Gennady Golovkin is always susceptible to, and we saw Kell Brooks hit him with, is that uppercut. And outside of going to the body, McClellan sometimes will follow up that body shot with the uppercut.
Oh yeah, as Mugabe.
Yep.
Yeah. Right up the middle. Yep. Oh, you're right, Gerald Davis. Make no mistake. I definitely wasn't saying Roy's jab was good. Roy's jab was as good as Chris Eubanks. And I'm not talking about senior. I'm talking about junior. You know what I'm saying? His jab was as good as Chris Eubanks Jr.'s. He didn't have a jab. He flicked his jab. Roy would step up to you and do a fucking triple hook. He was so athletic that he can get away with bad technique.
Yeah.
But the fact that he was so athletic, he was miles better than everyone he ever faced. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Look what he did to James Toney, man. I always go back to that fight, bro. That was supposed to be a close fight. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? He embarrassed the shit out of James Toney because of his athleticism. You know, so yeah, man. The fact that he was able to get one up on Roy, and I understand that's the amateurs, but that gives you an idea of the kind of fighters that he was able to give trouble to. I don't think Gennady Golovkin touches a prime Roy Jones, amateurs or pro. You know what I'm saying? That's easy work for Roy Jones. But Gerald McClellan was able to beat that man. And others that are better than anybody on the resume of Gennady Golovkin. Easy work, man, Gerald McClellan.
Yeah, man. This was easy, man. I think Gerald Davis was throwing us a bone.
I think he was, yeah.
I think he was like, hey, man, I'm tired of these hard matchups. I'm throwing you guys a bone. All right, man. So next up, man, as you guys know, so Abel Sanchez, you know, speaking of Gennady Golovkin, Abel Sanchez, the former trainer of Gennady Golovkin, right? Abel Sanchez, man, he's out here in them streets, trash talking Jermall Charlo and Demetrius Andrade, right? Now, one of the things he doesn't like, he doesn't like the fact that these guys have been active, they haven't done anything, but he particularly is out here saying, hey, man, he don't believe Charlo has fought enough, not done enough, fought enough this year to warrant a fight with Gennady Golovkin, which is kind of ironic because I'm not surprised that he thinks like that because that's how he felt about Gennady Golovkin fighting either one of them motherfuckers when he was training the motherfucker, right? He like when they was, especially Charlo. Charlo was active at that time. He wasn't even trying to. He wasn't entertaining that back when he was training him.
I distinctly remember a statement from Abel Sanchez talking about black fighters and their slickness and why nobody wants to fight them. I mean, y'all can put that in the chat, the actual quote. But I remember that shit. And that was an indirect statement to the fans, basically saying, we are not putting Gennady Golovkin in the ring with that nigga.
Yep.
Not Andre, not Jermall, because Jermall wanted them too at that time. Not Jermall. None of them motherfuckers, bro. He says the slickness of black fighters are like they're boring. Something to that effect. Black fighters are boring. Okay. That just told us he's not putting Gennady Golovkin in the ring with any of those guys. Andre Ward, right? You saw that play out. So that shit was never in the plans to face any of those guys, whether they went to 160 or came down to 160. It was never in the plans. So for him to say what he's saying now, nigga, you're the one that stepped in front of it if it were to happen in the past. This nigga out of here, bro.
Exactly, man. That's my point because you make a very valid point. What did he say? Oh, Gennady Golovkin can beat anybody from 154 to 175. Andre Ward said, okay, I'll fight him. Whoa, we didn't mean
hold
you.
on.
Hold on. We didn't mean you. Wait a minute. I got damn it.
Pretty much.
We wasn't talking about you. We was talking about that other guy.
Pretty much. We're talking about Willie Monroe. Yeah.
Exactly. My thing is this, and this is the problem that you have in boxing, right? Abel Sanchez's mindset is the reason why boxing is the way it is today. You're talking about another champion in your division. Not that he hasn't done enough. He hasn't fought. When the fuck did we start doing that? Well, he hasn't fought enough. Huh? Oh, shit. Well, shit. I guess Roman Gonzalez should be like, hey, man, I'm not fighting Juan Francisco Estrada. That nigga ain't done nothing. He ain't fought. You know? From the way you're talking, that's how motherfuckers should be. Motherfuckers should be like that right now. This shit makes no sense, and that's the problem you have in boxing is instead of making your fighter great by putting him in great fights, understand something. What makes fights great and what's made fights great throughout history has nothing to do with who they fought, right? It has nothing to do with the number of titles they won. What made fight great was the risk and chances that they took. Let me correct myself when I say who they fought. It is about who they fought but it's mostly about the fighters that was the biggest risk for them that they fought, and they took on that biggest risk and fought each other. That's what make fights great. Be honest with you, when we talk the four kings, we always only talk who? Hagler, Hearns, Leonard, Duran. Nobody ever talks about nobody else outside of that they fought. Donnie Lalonde,
Right.
Nobody talks about that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody talks about nobody else. Nobody talks about Marvin Hagler fighting Ham Show and Skypian and all. Nobody talks about that, right? He talks about, hey man, he fought these guys and they took that risk. So it's kind of ironic how you're saying what you're saying, which fits the mode of why boxing is the way it is today, because of thought process like Abel Sanchez, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's obvious. Abel Sanchez, where is he anyway? You know what I'm saying?
Nobody. It was like they cutting my grass.
Right. I thought I had him out there too, bro. Had my damn trees trimmed up and shit. Nobody knows where the fuck he is right now. Nobody cares. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So his input really doesn't even matter to me, dog. Like if he was training Gennady Golovkin and said that, then yeah, that would matter. But he's not even training him. He ain't training Jermall either. So his input means shit to me. Go train somebody, nigga, and bring him back up to championship level. Then come talk to me. Most of these dudes in boxing, man, like it's crazy. A lot of these boxers and trainers have that Michael Jordan effect. Like they're good at what they do, but when it comes to analyzing the game, they fucking suck. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of them, nigga. It's a bunch of fighters. That's for sure. A bunch of fighters do that. And I think fighters are probably the most biased, right? Because remember you were talking to Franchon Cruz. She was like, you said, hey, give us a prediction of Crawford, Errol, Spence. I can't do that. I know both of them. Who fucking cares? Nigga, who wins? Right. I don't want to start no shit. How are you starting shit by giving your opinion of who fucking wins? If them two niggas get mad, whichever one gets mad, he's a bitch ass nigga. And have your husband, not him. He's a little guy. Well, any other guy that you know to help try to address that situation. Real talk, her husband's like 5'4". This is a little skinny ass nigga. I was surprised. Bo's the one that told me that shit. I was like, that's her husband? He's like, yeah, nigga, that's her. And my wife, yeah, that was her husband. What? That's her husband for real? So he can't do shit. She protecting that nigga.
That nigga was a featherweight.
That nigga was word up. I don't understand what it is. These female boxers that are bigger get these little ass niggas. Like Hannah Gabriels. She's with the Brian Vasquez, right?
Yup.
Brian Vasquez is I think he's a featherweight.
Yes, he is.
Featherweight or 122, one of them. And she's the fucking heavyweight, WBC heavyweight champion. Why do they do this, Bo? I don't understand this shit, dog. These big ass women be getting these little ass dudes, but that's anyway, nigga. That's beside the point. I digress. My point is, dog, she should have just said, "I think so and so wins the fight." Who cares if them niggas get mad? They acting like beta males if they get mad, and you should be the one to tell them that. You know what I'm saying? They should understand that people are gonna pick winners, right? So, really, man, at the end of the day, I just don't give a fuck about what a lot of these fighters and trainers say, and even promoters, because there's an agenda behind it. And like I said, they got that Michael Jordan effect. They're fucking terrible analysts, dog. Like, I got to listen to old school analysts like Teddy Atlas and others in order to get some real boxing knowledge outside of what I may fucking already know. I can't talk and listen to nobody in the game. Breadman's trying to be that dude, but he fucking sucks too sometimes. So it's terrible, man. And Abel Sanchez is just showing it once again. That's why I don't care.
Exactly. I'm with you, man. There's always an agenda. There's always been an agenda. And, the bad part is, and I always go back to what you said. If they go back to robbing these fighters, like when they was robbing these fighters, there was no agenda. The agenda went away. There was no agenda. Even if a nigga tried to have an agenda, like, hey, nigga, I gotta feed my family, nigga.
Justified robbery, bro. Justified. It's the same thing in all sports, though, man. Like, even, NBA, NFL, you take a look at all these players that are being paid the way they are today. Yes, it's good that players are able to get paid, more than what they were in the past. But you got to look at the negatives behind that. The negatives are motherfuckers get complacent. They're like, oh, man, I'm getting dough, nigga. I ain't got to work that hard.
Yep.
A la Jermall Charlo. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't got to work that hard, nigga. I'm getting dough. Tank Davis. Case in point, man.
Case in point. Right. All right, man. Let's move on. Prospect watch. We got Skye Nicholson. Now, a lot of you guys might not know who she is. Australian featherweight fighter. She has a very good amateur pedigree background. She's won the gold medal in the Commonwealth Games. She's also won the bronze medal on the World Championship level, right? Her one of the fights that grabbed me the most when she fought as a professional. She only has 4 fights. Well, she fought a former world champion a woman by the name of Bolivier, and of course, everybody like to look at the record, but the way she dominated her in that fight, she's very good at fighting off the jab. She has very good footwork. She has real good hand-eye coordinations, right? I like the way that she used, I like the way she leads, how she wants to punch. She don't give it away. She kind of lets it flow, and she leads with her feet to make sure she's in the right position and movement so she can get in and get out. Very good slick boxer. I'll give her credit. She very good pinpoint accuracy with throwing that straight left hand right down the pipe. I think she needs to work on her defense a little bit more. I don't like the fact that she goes straight back. That European thing, they go straight back.
All them UK fighters do that shit. Yep. That straight back shit is prevalent over there.
And the funny thing about it, she trains at a UK gym, so you're right. That's the funny thing about it. She fights out of a UK gym, so you're absolutely correct, right? The only thing I want people to slow down a little bit because they're talking about somehow she could fight for a title. And right now, the person holding the title is Amanda Serrano. She's not ready for that. Slow down a little bit. She's not ready for that. However, I will say this, that given some time, given some more fights, I like the way how she's working more on her defense, but she still has a long way to go. I think she's a little bit too, she's good with giving the feints, but I think she's a little bit too jumpy sometimes, so she has to calm down. But yeah, man, very good female fighter.
Well, I'll never knock who you bring on the show, but she's from Australia. So are you saying she's going to overcome the whackness that is Australia and New Zealand, nigga, and be a top level? Is she going to break the trend of terrible fighters that come out of that region and be a serious world? Now, let me say this.
Okay.
Jeff Horn won a title, but was not a serious world contender. George Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez, and as we see, is not really a serious. I mean, we knew this before, but you got to fucking convince niggas. You know what I'm saying? He's not a serious world level contender, right? Just won a fight that he shouldn't have won, and he'll lose again this weekend. You know what I'm saying? So, I can't think of his name right now. The guy that had the record for the shortest, it took him the shortest amount of fights to become a 3-division champion. Can't think of his fucking name, but he's from Australia. Somebody help me out. But he's probably the only real world level contender where it was like, yeah, he's got the accolades and he's got the skill where he's actually beating world level guys on a consistent basis.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else. So you're saying Skye Nicholson is going to break that mold?
In women's boxing, if Ebony Bridges can do it, and I know she's way better than her, I think she can. I think, especially when I look at the featherweight division, I think there's a very high chance she can break that mold.
Ebony Bridges ain't doing shit. First of all, she lost, in my opinion. That last fight was extremely close. I want to say she lost extremely close. That was a DAZN setup, 100%. And then the champion was like 42 years old too. The bitch was old as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Probably not that old, but she was very old. And that was obvious that they were going that route because they're trying to make this Ebony Bridges image. Ebony Bridges can't fight, and we all know this. So she's not going to be that one to break the mold. It would have to be this girl right here, or unless somebody comes out of nowhere in Australian that we don't know about. Maybe Michael Zarafa fucks around and beats somebody. He gets that Golovkin fight and ends up beating Golovkin or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that would have to happen. But I don't know, man. Like I don't see just the way Australia fighters fight, bro. Australian fighters fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for them to compete against top tier talent on a world level, bro. Consistently. They might win a fight, but then they're going to lose their next 2, 3.
Right.
It's happened to Jeff Horn, right? It's going to happen to George Kambosos. You see what I'm saying? They can't compete. And it's not even the fact that it's not even like they barely lost. No, nigga, they're getting their asses whooped, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, cool that you brought her on here, but I don't have faith in Australia, bro.
No, and you rightfully so. The only thing I'm banking on is when you look at the featherweight division in women's boxing, it's really not that deep. And so she's of course, she's linked in with Matchroom. So they're gonna match her, very well to where she gets to that point and to build her up to like kind of like how they did Terry Harper. They're gonna, build her up like that. So
well, they better hurry up. She's 27. Right. She's already 27. I'm sorry.
That's what? Now, that's a very good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah,
that
it's not like she's 20 or
right.
19. She's 27.
You're right.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have much faith in her. It has to be a wide open featherweight division. Wide the fuck open. Nobody's there. You know what I'm saying? For her to be a reigning champion in the division, beating up every girl that comes her way. You know what I'm saying? And even then they're gonna want her to move up. They're not gonna want her to stick around at 126 if it's that open. See what I'm saying? Can she do that? Coming from Australia. I can't remember the fucking guy's name. It's like Jeff or some shit. It's fucking with me. But he had the record for the least amount of fights to reach a 3-division champion. And Kosei Tanaka and Vasily Lomachenko broke that record. I can't think of his fucking name right now. But he's probably there last. People want to say Anthony Mundine. Nope.
No.
People want to say the dude that Mundine beat, that Miguel Cotto beat the dog shit out of. He actually lost to Mundine in his first fight, and then Mundine beat him, or maybe it was the other way around. I know he was a champion. Fought Darren Barker. He fought Felix Sturm, and he fought Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto beat the dog shit out of his ass,
Jeff
bro.
Phoenix?
Who?
Jeff Phoenix? That's what
Jeff Phoenix is the guy that had the record. Yeah, I'm talking about this other cat that was at middleweight. I can't think of his name. He had curly hair and shit. But like he fought Darren Barker, Felix Sturm. He fought Anthony Mundine twice. Came over here and fought Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto beat the shit out that boy. Can't think of his fucking name, man. But nope, not him either. Jeff Fennick is the last Australian fighter where we looked at him and said, that motherfucker is top tier world level talent.
Right. Yeah, he is actually. And actually it's weird that you say that because, and you're right, because and it's all about that farm. That's why, like, a lot of times, man, we talk about how fighters have to get out of their area, man. You got to leave your area, man. You got to take your ass out and leave your area. And, go to some of these other locations where these gyms are and shop yourself around, because you're right. The only going to get as good as the competition is that you're going to be facing right there. And that's why the amateur circuit is so important. That's why I think that's why sometimes they stay a longer time in the amateurs, because they get to travel on the international circuit. So they get a chance to, run into maybe some type of form of a fighter or some type of form of a region where they got good fighters. But I definitely agree with you. I don't have no problem with you doubting it, because you're right. when you look at that trend, you're right. The only thing that I have to go off of is looking at the fact that it is women's boxing, looking at she has matchroom behind me in the featherweight division. Once Amanda Serrano leaves, thins out a little bit, she has a good chance. But now if you say, hey, how much would you put on it? No,
not that much. No. The text said, damn, how many Jeffs are there from the AU? Hey, man, you got to understand, nigga. I'm live. I ain't got no script, and I got a database of fucking fighters in my head, bro. I ain't gonna remember every last one of these niggas right off the jump. That's why I tell you niggas to help out. You sitting there at a table listening to the show, you can easily look it up.
Right. Put that Xbox joystick down, man.
Hell yeah.
Grab your phone, nigga.
The other guy was Daniel Gill. It just came to me. Daniel Gill. Nope,
okay.
Not him either. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else, bro, except Jeff Fennick. That's it.
That's sad, man. You know what else is sad, Prodigy?
What's that?
It's sad. Kazuto Ioka is about to fight Joshua Franco in the traditional end of the year over in Japan. Now, it's not sad they made the fight. It's sad for Joshua Franco. His run is over. Y'all realize that his run.
Yeah, that's over with, bro.
His run is over, baby.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man, you know, shout out to Joshua Franco, you know what I'm saying? They from San Antonio, him and his brother. Bam. But nah, bro. Nah.
Props for taking the fight. I give him props for that. Props for taking the fight. Props for that.
Man, listen, man. Kazuto Ioka is no Andrew Maloney. That's all I'm gonna say, man. That nigga is no Andrew Maloney, bro. Not even close. Kazuto Ioka stops Andrew Maloney. Man, it's a bad matchup for him, Bo.
It is. You know what? The funny thing is, it's a bad matchup. The only thing that I'm hoping that they do, and I think we talked about this, I'm hoping that the WBA go ahead on and they elevate Joshua Franco to super champion. That way Kazuto Ioka can become a unified champion. And then we can start get some popping down at the super flyweight division so we can start, going running up towards undisputed. But I agree with you 100%. Listen, man, I typically don't like saying a fighter has no chance. Like, I don't like saying, especially if you're a champion, I don't like saying, you have no chance. When I'm running this through my head, the fighting style, it's a negative for Joshua Franco. Okay. Ring IQ, negative. Okay. All right. Boxing ability, negative. Okay. Resume, double negative. All right.
Yeah.
Double negative. Yeah. Like, man. But I am glad they made this fight. I actually like this fight. I'm glad because Kazuto Ioka got robbed of fighting Gervonta Davis that would have taken place last year, I believe it was, right? So that would have taken place last year. Then, of course, we know that Gervonta Davis just lost. Well, trust me, Fernando Martinez people is not in a hurry to throw him in there with Kazuto Ioka for the end of the year. They're not doing that. They're going to hold on to that fight for as long as they can. So I'm actually happy he's going for that unification because he does need a big fight and he doesn't be making these moves. But whoever made this fight, it's like I said again, we like these fights, but for Joshua Franco, the only thing that I can say is from a competitive standpoint is he's gonna have to come in and he's gonna have to try to move and not be a stationary target. Don't go straight back. Definitely don't try to stand there and fight Kazuto Ioka in the box using the ankles. He's very good with that right there. So you're just going to have to try to box, move around, use the whole ring, man. And that's the only way you got. Kazuto Ioka sometimes will have trouble cutting off the ring, but don't let that man on you. But yeah, man, good fight, but Kazuto Ioka wins this hands down, man.
Why would he need to cut off the ring? Franco's a pressure fighter.
I know.
Joshua Franco ain't no boxer like Erislandy Lara moving all around the ring. Actually, I expect. Well, let me say this: if you want to compare that. Between the two, I would give that edge to Ioka. He's better at doing that than Franco is. So I mean, I don't see him with the need, Ioka that is, with the need to cut off the ring against Franco. He's gonna be right there, and that's what's ultimately gonna get him murked up.
Yep. Man. Well, WBA, please make this man a super champion, please, so we can have.
Well, they got to do that. Yeah, they got to do that. That makes the most sense. If they don't, that would be stupid of the WBA. Get rid of the regular title any fucking way.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying? Like, just super and interim. Or don't even call it super. Just go back to WBA. When the fuck did WBA super come about? I usually be knowing these things, but I don't know when the super. I know the WBA, I think they switched over from the NBA in 1963. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember them having they didn't have no super title. You know what I'm saying? When the fuck did the super title come about? That had to have been like within the last 20 years.
Yeah, I think that it had to be probably late 90s, early 2000s, because I definitely don't ever remember hearing about no super champion, regular champion. That shit was never around.
Yeah.
So it had to be, like I said, late 90s, early 2000s.
They need to go back to the way it was before. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Get rid of the regular champ, and the WBA no longer needs to have super preceding it, just WBA now. And you got interims and gold, wherever the fuck else you want. But they got to get rid of that regular. The regular one is dumb as fuck. It makes no sense to me, man.
Well, you know, the funny thing was they was doing belt consolidation. What happened to that?
Right. They got rid of that. Yeah, they got rid of that. They just said that to make you happy. The belt consolidation was not necessarily belt consolidation. It was not ranking. I'm sorry, ranking certain fighters, but still allowing them to keep the goddamn designation. Right.
Okay. Right.
Because what's his name? Rolly Romero. He was an interim champion, but then they said, well, we'll take the belt, but still call him interim and rank him number 1.
That's not do that.
That's not what we're asking for. Fucking stupid, bro.
Yeah, man, they did do that, man, and also they stop elevating. I mean, look, make motherfuckers fight. Stop elevating because Arsene Goulamarian is still sitting there. Dude ain't fought since 2019.
Why is he not like at least
stripped?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna give a benefit of the doubt and say what is I think WBA has champion in recess. Why isn't he not that, bro? What the fuck? What is Gilberto Mendoza, man? Get this nigga the fuck out of here, bro. The hell? Since 2019, is there like some stipulation in his country that the WBA adhered to? Is this another Fresno Kendo situation, Bo? Where this nigga sued them niggas, so they had to keep that motherfucker in the ranks? The Marion situation, he got a state champ. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Get this nigga out of here. Y'all don't know. We're talking about Arsene Goulamarian, WBA cruiserweight champion that has been WBA cruiserweight champion since, well, WBA super cruiserweight champion since 2019 and hasn't fought since. He's been elevated. He was elevated to super champion 3 years ago and hasn't fought. Don't understand it, bro.
He went from global to interim to regular to super.
Yep. Remember, he was supposed to fight Bibut Shumanov.
Yep.
For the regular title.
Yep.
And Bibut Shumanov pulled out, so they elevated him. Then they were supposed to fight him in a rematch, and he pulled out again, and they elevated him again to super. What? What the? You talking about email champion Devin Haney? No, sir. That's Arsene Goulamarian.
Goulamarian didn't even get an email. They just told him in the back room, "Hey man, the fight's off. Here, you're champion."
Here you go, bro. Yep. There you go. Handing him the belt and shit. Here you go, bro. Didn't even wipe the motherfucker off or nothing. It's got dust on it and shit. The motherfucker ain't been defended in I don't know how long. You gotta look, nigga. We gotta go look that up. When was the last time the WBA super title was actually fucking defended at cruiserweight? We gotta go look that up.
Look that up.
Fucking crazy, man.
Thinking shit at cruiserweight. Hell, the last time I can probably remember is when they did Dorticos for the WBSS tournament. How long ago was that shit?
Yeah, man. Who was the WBA champion there, man? Fuck, that was 2018. Who was that?
Denis Lebedev.
Was it? It was Lebedev. He was the WBA.
Yeah, and then he retired, and Dorticos became the regular, and they just never elevated him into the.
They
WBA
never elevated.
tournament.
See, I'm talking about who. I fucked the regular. I want to know who defended the super.
I don't know. I don't know, nigga. I'm
the
lost.
Super belt is a different one. That motherfucker got dust on it, bro. That motherfucker got dust all over it, nigga. Nobody been defending that motherfucker, man. Come on, Gilberto.
Damn. That motherfucker got spider webs around it. Big ass spider in the middle of the motherfucker. Like, I'm just chilling
tell
on
you, dog. They got that shit is just hanging from the ceiling from cobwebs and shit. Don't even got it on a shelf or nothing, just in the air hanging, nigga. Fuck out of here.
That motherfucker's in a drawer. Here's the belt. Here's the belt. Motherfuckers is in a drawer.
Gilberto Mendoza got to do better, bro. For real.
Oh, man. I agree 100%, man.
We should have asked that nigga at the expo. He was there. The WBA was there. We should have fucking asked him. I'd asked him that shit. Hey, man, when the fuck is Arsene Goulamarian going to fight, man? Y'all gonna strip this nigga or what?
For real, man. Hey, for real. Hey, man, what's up with that, man? I mean, like, is he married to your family or some shit? What the fuck is going on with this dude? This nigga out of here, man. All right, man. All right, so next up, you got George Kambosos Jr. So George Kambosos Jr. he's feeling rather happy because he has a different referee. The type of referee that he has now is one that allow a lot of inside fighting. He felt that the first referee in the Devin Haney first fight wasn't a referee that was comparable to his type of style because he kept breaking him up. As soon as he get inside, Haney he was breaking him up. So now he feels more confident that with this referee, he's a guy that loves fighting on the inside. It'll be a more fan-friendly fight. And to a certain degree, he feels like with this new referee, it ups his chances of beating Devin Haney. It does not, in my honest opinion, no shape, form, or fashion, because your problem wasn't the ref. Your problem was getting out of the way of the jab. That was your problem. Like, the ref letting you fight on the inside had nothing to do with that. Devin Haney's jab was preventing you from going on the inside because every time you went in, you was, oh shit. Devin Haney was hitting you, reset button. Yep. That reset button. But nonetheless, he still feels happy about it. Let me ask you this, man. Will the referee be a factor? It doesn't even matter at this point.
So this goes back to what I said about Australian fighters.
I can't take you, nigga. I can't take you.
It just goes back to that, Bo. They're not that good, bro. And they don't even understand what the problem was in the first fight to even express it in an articulate way, bro. This nigga's talking about the ref allowing inside fighting. You just put it. I mean, you summed it up better than he could. And it wasn't inside fighting that fucked you up. It was the jab. Now, what he should have said was, whenever he'd get inside, he'd get held, and he could have said something to the effect of, the last referee was not giving Devin Haney warnings for holding or anything like that, or he jumped in too fast, something like that. But that's not even what he's saying. And another thing is, when the fuck did George Kambosos become this great inside fighter? He's a mid-range distance fighter, in my opinion. That's his best chance, right? Because he gets to show off his hand speed. When you're on the inside, you're muffling your fucking shots, right? It's more so close, compact shit. Inside fighting is for fighters that do great body work and that have power, right? Or have power. Let me say or, because you could be a good inside fighter with no power. Your punch placement is good and your body work's good. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But inside fighting tends to favor guys that are more flat-footed, right? And they got a lot of impact and short, compact shots. That's what and body work. That's what inside fighting favors. George Kambosos is none of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't see a lot of body work from George Kambosos. George Kambosos is flat-footed, but he doesn't really have power behind his shots like that. Yeah, he knocked down Teofimo Lopez, but let's talk about his other fights. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see Lee Selby get hurt at all, or Mickey Bay. You know what I'm saying?
Mickey Bay is a big one too.
Yeah, Mickey. I mean, both those fights were close fights. I thought he beat Mickey Bay. Lee Selby, You know what I'm saying? That could have gone either way. Neither one of those guys were hurt against George Kambosos. So, I remember a lot of people were talking about Kambosos has his power and that was going to beat Devin Haney. What are you talking about? He landed a well-placed shot, bro, that can knock down anybody. Paulie Malignaggi could have knocked him down with that well-placed shot. It was a fast counter that Teofimo Lopez didn't see coming, and he lost his fucking legs. He immediately got right back up.
Yeah.
It wasn't a punch that hurt him. It was a punch that knocked off his equilibrium because it was well-placed. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
George Kambosos ain't got no fucking power. So, not for an inside fighter. If George Kambosos wanted to fight me on the inside, I'd be like, well, bring your ass on here. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. You don't want to utilize your hand speed, nigga? Bet. Bring your ass in here. You know what I'm saying? What is he talking about? But you know what? This is, Bo. It's a testament, indirectly, again, there's so many indirect statements in this show. It's an indirect testament to him saying he can't box with Devin Haney. That's what it is to me. He's telling you, well, I got to fight him on the inside. I got to get inside that jab and fight him on the inside, rough him up. And the referee wouldn't let me do that, so I couldn't win. He's indirectly telling you I can't box with the guy. And he's right. But I'd submit he can't win on the inside either.
Yeah, I don't think he can. Yeah,
he's not an inside fighter. Not a good one anyway. Not one that I would look at and be like, oh, man, that nigga's inside game is off the chain. Nope.
That nigga is not Andre Ward-esque.
not at all, bro. So, yeah, again, this goes back to what I was saying about Australian fighters and how they're just not that good. They don't even know what game plan they should be following when it pertains to a fighter that they fucking lost to, or a fighter, not even a fighter that they lost to, when it pertains to their next opponent. They don't even really know what game plan they want to fucking follow relative to their strengths.
Right.
George, your strength is your hand speed, bro, and your counterpunching ability. You can't utilize that to the fullest extent on the inside. Man, you got to stop being flat-footed. That's what you need to stop doing. You got to move with fucking Devin Haney, bro. And you got to take control of the fight by being first. You were waiting in the first fight. And that's why you was running the jabs. You know what I'm saying? But see, I shouldn't have to tell him this, Bo. No. He's a professional fighter. His trainers are professional trainers. Why the fuck is he out here in these streets? Talking about fighting on the inside, but not talking about being first from mid-range, utilizing his hand speed, and not being flat-footed. Get this nigga out of here. Easy work for Devin Haney again.
Yep. And here's the problem that you have, right? Because you alluded to it, right? He just showed me, and I'm sorry, y'all. He just showed me his ring IQ is not very high. That's what he just showed me. My ring IQ is not high, y'all, because if his ring IQ is high, he would have said what you just said, man. I got to figure out a way to get past that jab of Devin Haney. Here's something else, because a lot of people, those of you who feel he has this power because he dropped Teofimo Lopez, Prodigy used to always say this. There are 3 places if you hit a fighter, you drop him. I don't care how much punching power you have. You could be a baby. You hit him on the temple, right here below the earlobe, along the jawline, and the liver. You drop him every time. Well, where'd he catch Teofimo Lopez? Right on the top of that temple.
Yep. Same punch that Andy Ruiz caught Anthony Joshua with.
Right. Right on the top of that goddamn temple. That's it. Well, you're not going to catch Devin Haney like that. Why? Because Devin Haney, the way he positions himself, he's not going to allow you to have that chance to fight like that. If you're telling me that you're banking on the referee being the default factor in you winning, you lost. So you depend on someone else, because that referee in this fight could be like, well, I don't care for inside fighting today. Break. What's the game plan? I'm serious. What if this referee, because we know referees change per fight. They change per freaking fight, right? Okay. Hell, we just saw our favorite fighter who likes blood. What's his name? I can't think of the name. White guy just recently. He didn't like the way the fighter looked walking back to the corner. He was talking about stopping that fight. Like
Jack Reese.
Right? Jack Reese been up and down. He's been changing a little bit. Right? So referees change, man. It depends. Maybe the ref didn't get, maybe the ref got some pussy that day. So he's relaxed. Like, oh, no. We're going to break this up. Oh, no.
Yeah, because that stipulation is not on the ref. They're not in training camp.
Right.
They're not training for a fight, so they can do that anytime they want.
I hear him say that. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? The ref? You're happy because of the ref? I've never heard it. We talk this generation of boxing. I'm
from
sorry.
Australia. He's from Australia, Bo.
Nah, man.
That's the place nigga that told. Didn't Jeff Horn that nigga that told them motherfuckers to put an AC in the goddamn in the gym while he was working out? He's from Australia.
That nigga said it was too hot. It was too hot. Dog, when Terence Crawford heard that, he probably stopped. All right, man, let me stop training, man. This motherfucker.
Yeah.
Motherfucker
He probably did stop training. I would have. I'm about to fuck this boy up, man.
About to fuck this boy. This nigga ain't got no heart. That nigga talking about something that's too hot.
Fucking AC in the gym is too hot. He's from Australia, Bo. That's the problem.
Man.
If he was from somewhere else, he wouldn't be talking like this.
Man, dog.
That's fucked up.
But it's the truth, though. What do you always say? These motherfuckers need PR people. Well, this is why. You should have ran that by somebody. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell them that we got this new ref. and that's gonna be the difference in me winning or losing. No, hold on, wait a minute. I saw the fight. No, don't say that. Just
Well, man, look, let me tell you how weak it is. I mean, let me tell you something, man. Australia's a beautiful place.
yes.
Let me tell you how weak it is over there. I remember an affiliate of ours once told us that Australians are so tightly knit that if you get caught cheating over there, as a collective, they will shame you. So let me say that again. Now, this is an affiliate that lived in Australia her whole life. She told me that if you get caught cheating on your wife, girlfriend, whatever, that the people would publicly shame you. Are you kidding me, nigga? Think about that shit in America. That's how soft it is over there. I don't expect nobody from Australia to do anything, bro. I'm sorry, man. I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect Australia. I mean, y'all look at this soccer. You know what I'm saying?
Completely. That's so fucked up.
Bro, I'm just look, man. Because I'm not trying to disrespect. I gotta tell the truth. This is the fucking truth, dog. Y'all look really good. You got a soccer, man. Like, you know, cricket and shit.
Curling, nigga.
Right. But boxing is just not really there for them niggas over there, man. It's not. And that's why you got statements like this. Over here in America, we're like, is this motherfucker serious? All right, man. All right, I guess, bro.
Okay. Now y'all see why I hound this nigga to come on. Ain't nobody else gonna talk like that because he's telling the truth. It's the truth, but it is the truth.
Y'all, bro, you already know, bro. You know my attitude about niggas not liking me.
Give a fuck.
You know what I'm saying?
No, you're right.
That's my fucking attitude. A lot of niggas hate me. But nobody gonna do shit.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I just keep having niggas hate me.
Yeah.
And I just keep making this money. That's just what it is. But I'll never hold my tongue. Australian fighters are whack. They are. They come out. Now, a lot of them are hard workers. I believe that's another thing about George. That's one thing good I'll say about him, just like I said about Chris Eubank Jr. He's a hard worker. He is.
Mm-hmm.
George Kambosos don't fucking play in the gym.
Yeah, that's true.
So, honestly, and then he's strong-willed because he came over and beat Teofimo Lopez in Brooklyn.
Yep.
A fight that everyone said he had no chance of winning.
Yep.
Very strong-willed, right? But I would submit, dog, if that rematch ever to take place, Lopez beats the dog shit out of him. Because in that first fight, and I told you guys before, I was guaranteeing, nigga. I was like Charles Barkley in this bitch. Guaranteed, right? When I told y'all Devin Haney was going to beat Kambosos, and not just beat him, I said he was going to do it easy. You understand? It was nothing for me to say this, bruh. And I wasn't worried about niggas, you're going to have to eat your crow. No, I ain't no fucking crow tonight. I got chicken and rice over here, nigga. I ain't no crow. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like I said, bruh, at the end of the day, he beat Teofimo Lopez because Teofimo Lopez was mentally unstable. He wasn't there. That's not George's fault. George took advantage of a stupid motherfucker. And he won. Kudos to George for that win. I take nothing away from George Kambosos. But what I do take away from George is that he's an elite fighter. No, the fuck he's not. As you saw against Devin, and as you will see again this weekend. If he tries to fight Tank, you'll see it there. If he tries to fight Mitchell Rivera, you'll see it there. See what I'm saying? I don't even know if he beats Ryan Garcia. I'm not sure. But I know if he fights Vasily Lomachenko, which that fight was supposed to happen, I was like, oh my God, nigga. Is this nigga crazy? Again, strong-willed. Got to give him respect for that. You're fighting who? Vasily? Oh, shit. Vasil could have just came off the battlefield, nigga. No training camp and beat you. A mentally stable Teofimo Lopez beats George Kambosos, bro. 100. I will put lots of money on that, bro. A lot of money on that. But I'm just being real. Australians, like I said, he's very strong-willed. He's a hard worker, but it doesn't translate into raw skill. He took advantage of an opportunity when it was Tio, and he did a great job of that. Very strong-willed, but he's not skilled, bro. Australia, man.
100%. And then just to add a little something to that, because people are going to get mad. Well, just because he's from there, that doesn't mean that. Hey, man, it's certain places when I hear somebody is from in my own goddamn city. Yeah,
nigga, listen, man. I just made fun of a motherfucker yesterday that was from Topeka, Kansas.
Yeah. That made me go look and see, was there ever a fighter that did something out of Kansas, period. Like, damn, did anybody ever come out of Kansas and do anything?
Only thing came out of Kansas, fucking tornadoes, nigga. That's it. Ain't shit coming out of Kansas. I'm surprised Terence Crawford from fucking Nebraska. Yo, that's the only motherfucker out of there.
Roy Jones from Pensacola, Florida.
Yeah, right. You'll never see that again. Well, they had Derek Gainer, but he just wasn't that good.
Stop.
At least there was a secondary, motherfucker. Stop. Kansas don't got a primary, and Nebraska don't even got a secondary. Right. You know what I'm saying? At least Pensacola had a secondary motherfucking Derek Gainer.
Right.
But you're right. There's people here in America or areas. Like if a nigga tell me, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be world champ. Like, oh, that's what's up, God. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what you fight at, man? I fight at welterweight, nigga. Welterweight, tough division. Hey, bro, I know it's a tough division, but you know what? I'm ready. Them niggas can't fuck with me. That's what's up, man. Hey, man, where you from? Man, I'm from South Dakota. Nigga, I'm walking away. I'm walking away. Nigga, you ain't winning from no fucking South Dakota. You feel me, fam?
I actually do.
South Dakota, North Dakota, nigga. I'm surprised Andrade is from Rhode Island, motherfucker.
That nigga's the anomaly. That nigga is the anomaly.
Motherfucker. Yeah, dog, you know what I'm saying? Anybody can get it. Nigga, I go up in this ring. It's all business. Anybody can get it. Yeah, you know, we fight out of Maine. Huh? Don't y'all make blueberries up there, motherfucker? So that's where my blueberries come from. When I be eating my blueberry pancakes and I be eating my blueberry shakes, they come from fucking Maine. Fuck out of here, man. That's y'all fuckery for today, by the way. If you didn't hear it, you missed it.
Shame on you. Next time, be on time, nigga.
Exactly.
All right, man. So moving away from that, moving up. So Stephen Espinoza, of course, you know, he's the president of Showtime Sports. He's in charge of boxing over there at Showtime. So Stephen Espinoza is saying, and we're going to hold his feet to the fire of this, right? Pretty much the notion of Terence Crawford, Errol Spence not fighting on November 19th. He's trying to figure out what people came up with that day. There's been many days that's been tossed around. That's just one of the dates. It seems very confident that the fight is still going to happen. He's saying that the fight is still on track. Now, the thing that I like, the most important that he said is there is no plan B, C, D, E, or F for either Errol Spence or Terence Crawford. This is the fight that both these guys want. This is the fight that has to get made. So we're going to hold your feet to the fire. So now, I mean, it's good that he said that, but we're going to hold your feet to the fire. And the first where I'm going to hold your feet to the fire at is, well, then, if you saying you don't know where that date came from, what the fuck you talking about? You don't know where that date came from. Nobody just grabbed that bitch out of thin air and run with that motherfucker. That shit.
Right.
Like, what do you mean? I don't know where all this misinformation is coming from. I know where it's coming from. It's coming from motherfuckers within the dealing.
They always do that shit, bro. They'll release the information on a nigga, then that nigga release it, and then they'll be like, well, we don't know where that came from. Shut the fuck up, man. That's why, listen, man, even though I make fun of Floppinger, bro, a lot of times, you know, he releases shit before it's supposed to be released, and then they come out and say, "Oh, that's bullshit," and then a week later, it's true. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, that's where he got it from. You dumb motherfuckers. Y'all are just mad that he released it early. Then stop fucking releasing it then.
Right.
At least to him. Damn. We don't know where it came from. From you. These fools, I hate boxing, bro. I love the sport. I mean, I love the sport. I hate the game.
Right.
Just like basketball, man. I love the sport of boxing. Or let me say it the other way. I love the game. I hate the sport. Put it that way. Right. Love the game of boxing. Love the game of basketball. I hate the fucking sport. Because the sport are the people that make it up. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You got to deal with other motherfuckers. The game, you can understand the game by yourself. Or a select few that you want around you, right? Me and Bo and nobody else can just sit down all day understanding the game of boxing with no fucking influence. Understand? But if we want to be a part of the sport of boxing, we got to deal with sorry motherfuckers like these cats out here in the media. We got to deal with these whack-ass fans. So I love the game. I hate the sport, bro.
I think one of the things, I think people should, because you're talking about, because I don't listen to commentary. I know you don't listen to commentary. And it's funny because I think y'all should be listening. There are times when me and two kids watching the fight, talking to each other about commentating the fight together. And shit like
yeah. I mean, I'll listen to the commentary so I can have shit to make fun of. Because I like hearing, you know, fighters. It's crazy. Excellent fighters have terrible, you know, analyze a fight terribly. It kills me, dog. Like, you know, Andre Ward used to be really good. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, bro. Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. It just seems like every time motherfucker get with Top Rank, they just forgot what the fuck they talking about, bro. He used to be really good. Like, I could listen to Andre Ward, be like, that's what's up. Yeah. That's right. But now it's like, I don't understand. PBC be hiring dumb niggas on purpose. Abner Mares, get the fuck out of here, man. They can't even string a sentence together. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. Like, I like to hear it because I like to make fun of them. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll speak over them. Like, I'll be like, this is what he said, but this is what it really means. You know what I'm saying? Adds to my credibility.
Right. At the end of the day, man, let me just make something clear. This fight has to happen, right? That's good. He's saying that, and he's trying to, throw us off. I don't know where that came from. I guess what he's trying to indicate is, there's still a lot of things to work out. Big fights take time. So maybe the fight will happen sometime this year. I like the fact he's saying there's no plan A, B, C. Well, I like the fact he's saying that, right? Because that's very important because you got people out here saying, well, maybe Thurman to be next. So I think they asked Crawford about Virgil Ortiz. He said, if this fight don't happen with Spence, what about Virgil Ortiz? And then you got people talking about some Jerron Boots Ennis, right? So I like the fact he's saying, man, we're looking at no other option. Now, as my man Prodigy has always said this, they could be saying that to us in front of the camera, but get behind closed doors, be like, hey, does somebody get Keith Thurman the call? Yeah, make sure you send that nigga a contract. He might be up next, because don't think for 1 second that they don't have a plan B. He's just saying that there isn't one. So the fact that he's saying it is good, but at the end of the day, man, stop trying to make it seem like misinformation is being put out there. If misinformation is being put out there, you the motherfucker that's doing it. You're the motherfucker that's doing it, man.
It's just this is a business.
Exactly, man.
So they got to do what they can to push the fight, hype it up, you know what I'm saying? Add controversy around it. What they're doing is a system called shocking the consumer. That's what they're doing. So basically, what that means is, for you dumb niggas out there, if you are being told that, let's do supply and demand, for example. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of toilet paper out there, right? And toilet paper is everywhere. You can go to the store and get toilet paper anytime you want, right? And all of a sudden, they take that shit off the shelves. And they don't have toilet paper for like a month. And then they throw that bitch back up there and jack up the prices. Regardless of how much it costs, the fact that you've been wanting and needing toilet paper for a month, you're going to be the first nigga in line to get that toilet paper. and it's a long ass line. Toilet paper ain't even gonna be on the shelves after an hour of this shit being put up. Matter of fact, that shit gonna be on social media. Hey, this grocery store over here, they finally got toilet paper. No other grocery store in the city got it. They got it though. Everybody's running over there. That's shocking the consumer, right? Basically, that's what they're doing with this Terence Crawford, Errol Spence fight, man. They're constantly telling you or giving you information that is not going to happen. So you're like, fuck, man, this is bullshit. Man, just make the fight. Nigga, I'll pay $100, $200 for it. Just make it. So what happens is they put it on you out of nowhere. Boom, fight's happening. You're going to be the first nigga to pay for that pay-per-view or the first motherfucker to get that plane ticket to Las Vegas to pay for a seat. That's what they're doing. Shocking the consumer. This fight's happening. Yeah. And that's why, you know, they've done way too much at this point to where the fight's not going to happen. You see what I'm saying? I think the only thing that keeps this fight from happening would be an injury of some sort. You know, some emergency that a fighter had to draw his attention to so he couldn't train for the fight, right? I think that if Steven Espinoza is out here saying the fight's not going to happen in November now, it's because there was a negotiation issue that they had to readdress, and there's not enough time for a full training camp, or they don't think there will be enough time for a full training camp, so they had to move the date. If it's not happening in November, though, they're trying to have it in Las Vegas. If it's not happening in November, it's got to be 2023 because Las Vegas is running out of dates. You see what I'm saying? So I think that date is still set. And I think, like I said, it's just all about shocking the consumer so that all you motherfuckers in droves pay for this fight. But the fucked up thing is they don't even have to do that. It's just something that they're used to doing. They did it with Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. Look how much money that shit generated. You know what I'm saying? They did it with fucking Fury and Wilder. Look how much money that shit generated. Yeah. Right? So this is not a new process or technique done in the world of business. It's not. Hell, your government does it to you. So at the end of the day, that's what I think it is. I could be wrong. But I think the fight is still going to happen. Probably on the November date. If not the November date, it's definitely happening early next year.
No, I agree with you. And you mentioned something, and you're right about it, because we was actually out there in Vegas. Those dates are the very important thing because those can change. We saw that with Deontay Wilder. Those can change in an instant. It might be something going on, and they don't want to compete with that. You know? So especially with the football team being out there now. So yeah, you're 100% right. I agree with that.
I mean, you got to look at the steps that have been taken up to this point, right?
Right.
Terence Crawford was loyal to Bob Arum.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you couldn't pry this nigga away from that, from his white savior. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't pry this nigga away from him. So all of a sudden, when Errol Spence beats Ugas, and he had did it before, make no mistake, news is out that he's no longer signing with Top Rank. He did that way before that.
Sure
you know what I'm saying? Way before that. These guys are typically 20 steps ahead of the fans, man. Just like your government, right? You get something new, some new technology. Man, that technology been out 20 years already, nigga. You just now getting it. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. Second Ezra, too much chicanery in boxing. Exactly. But that new technology that you just got, man, that shit was out in 1996, nigga.
Right.
Same thing with these negotiations for big fights, not little ones. Big fights. Man, they've been negotiated this shit. When Errol Spence was like, yeah, I want Terence Crawford, I'm getting my motherfucking belt. Nigga, they already talking by then. You don't just say that and there ain't been no talks. You know what I'm saying?
Something you hadn't said in forever.
Right. And they've been talking, bro, at that point. You know what I'm saying? They've been negotiated when a fight should be, where, all of that. It always comes down to money, though, right? And that's always going to be the big, factor in, the announcement being made and the announcement not being made. But at the end of the day, it's definitely going to happen. So honestly, I would be like, hey, y'all stop fucking falling for this shit, nigga. It's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
They're just shocking y'all, man.
That's it, man. Agree 100%, man. And with that being said, something that is going to be a shock when y'all finally see it. Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis have been all over social media talking about how their fight is going to happen, how it's going to go down. Here's the thing about that fight, man. And let me be perfectly honest. Because I question whether or not, because everybody thinks this is going to be a competitive fight. You got people already saying it's a 50-50 fight. I don't know how people think this is a 50-50 fight, but they're saying this is a 50-50 fight. They're saying that, Tank Davis is going to get knocked out, and all of these things. I'm sorry, man. I do not agree with any of this. I don't think it's a 50-50 fight. I think Tank Davis clearly has the edge in this.
Man, I'm like 75-25. And I don't even fuck with Tank like that, man.
No, not at all. I don't think this is a 50-50 fight. Will it be competitive? It'll be competitive, in my honest opinion, from a standpoint of the hand speed of Ryan Garcia. But once Tank get that down, because understand something, Ryan Garcia is used to certain type of guys doing certain things. Tank has evolved. I'll give him this. Tank has evolved since the first time we've seen him. He's not just that same dude that's going to just try to come at you, because we saw him against Rolly Romero, how he, started moving around and started boxing. Ryan Garcia has not evolved. Ryan Garcia is still
same dude.
Ryan Garcia, man.
Shit. Right. Oh shit.
That's Ryan Garcia. He did it, and he did it in Luke Campbell. Understand, even though, because people are looking at, he beat Javier Fortuna. Javier Fortuna was fat, number one. Okay. Javier Fortuna has not been good since God knows when. All right. And on top of that, Javier Fortuna
nigga ain't been good since he got knocked out the ring by Adrian Granados, man.
Thank you. And on top of that, Javier Fortuna was having success. He just couldn't execute because he was too slow. But from a movement standpoint, he was having success against Ryan Garcia. So I don't know how y'all take that and use that as the barometer. This fight, Prodigy, Ryan Garcia is going to get knocked out. I'm sorry. Y'all get mad at me for saying it. He is. He's going to get knocked out. And I'm going to tell y'all why. I will never rock with a dude whose mental is always in fucking question. I'm not rocking with him. I still don't know how mentally this nigga is there. I'm just being honest with y'all. I don't know how mentally this nigga is there. This motherfucker got a chance to fight the undisputed champion. Oh, no, I don't want that. I want that regular belt. That's more important to me. Huh? All right, man. Hey, man, what's your thoughts on this, man? Do you think this fight is going to be the least big as competitive as people are saying?
Well, one thing I want to say is that I'm glad I was wrong, because I said they weren't going to make this fight, right? So I'm glad I was wrong. Cool. They made the fight, or at least they said. Ryan Garcia and both Tank have confirmed that the fight is made. That's what's up. However, I think it's competitive early. Tank Davis has shown that he can be outboxed early on. Leo Santa Cruz is outboxing him. Rolly fucking Romero was outboxing him. All right? He can be outboxed early. The only thing is, I can't draw a comparison from the Rolly Romero fight to what I think would happen against Ryan Garcia, because Ryan Garcia doesn't have the power Rolly Romero has. You know what I'm saying? Tank was weary of the power. I mean, I don't want to say weary, but he respected the power. You know what I'm saying? So he was trying to not be stupid in that matchup. And so he was doing a lot of boxing from the outside, and that was, ultimately losing him rounds because of volume, basically, right? Ryan Garcia does not present a problem in that area. You know what I'm saying? Rolly Romero was flat-footed, but so is Ryan Garcia. The issue here is what you said. It's a big one, and this is what we were arguing with a bunch of fuckheads and shit a couple of shows ago. The chin in the air is the huge factor for me, bro. You understand that Floyd Mayweather is not just his manager or promoter, excuse me. He trains this nigga, man. Floyd is in there training that boy. That's why he told him to go to Vegas. Not just because he wanted Tank, in a bikini in the fucking living room. I mean, yeah, he has him doing that too. But he also has him in the gym. You know what I'm saying? And he's training him. See what I'm saying? He's teaching him what he knows. That's why Tank is a much better counterpuncher than he was before. That's why Tank, honestly, if you look at him, Tank does a pretty good job of using half steps to set up his counterpunch, right? Who else was good at that, Bo?
Floyd Mayweather.
Absolutely. Tank didn't have that shit before. Go back and watch Jose Pedraza, Francisco Fonseca, and all them other cats. Jesus Cuellar. Go watch that. He didn't have that. He has it now. Man, I think I don't know what it is about Tank. Like, I guess people look at Tank like, man, I hate this motherfucker. Look at, you know what Tank is, bro? Tank is that dude. You play a pickup game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a nigga scoring and shit. You be watching like, this nigga sucks. You know what I'm saying?
But he's not losing.
He's not losing. You're like, man, why can't these niggas stop this motherfucker from scoring? He sucks. Right?
Right.
And dudes that be saying that shit, they get out there and then they end up losing to him. They end up not being able to guard him. That's Tank Davis, man, in his boxing shit. He doesn't look like much. And maybe that's what fighters are seeing when they keep calling him out. Like Leo Santa Cruz was dead on about that shit. Right? Leo Santa Cruz ain't never called a nigga out in his life. I don't recall, bro. I mean, he called out Carl Frampton, but his dad was like, well, you can't go over there and fight him in what is he from, Ireland or whatever?
Ireland.
You can't go over there and fight him over there. Right? But I don't remember Leo. He called out Abner Mares for a rematch and shit nobody cared about. Right?
Yeah, I remember that.
But he's never actually called out guys that present a serious challenge outside of Tank Davis. He really saw something in Tank that made him think that Tank is 100% garbage. And guess what? Rolly Romero saw the same thing. Rolly saw the same thing. And now Ryan Garcia sees it too.
Right.
But the problem is, this nigga's 2 for 2 and knocking these motherfuckers out.
And so both niggas got more skill than Ryan, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, Leo Santa Cruz has more skill than Ryan. Rolly, it's kind of right there, kind of neck and neck in my opinion. But Leo does have more skill than Ryan. I agree with that. But he's that dude on the court that you're like, why can't they guard this nigga? But he keeps winning.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So the same thing is going to happen to Ryan. And the reason why I said it is because I don't see anything in Ryan's arsenal that would actually make Tank Davis, or let me say this, it would stop Tank Davis from doing what he's been doing, knocking dudes out. Like Leo Santa Cruz's arsenal was better than Ryan's. And he showed it. I mean, in my opinion, Leo was winning the fight before, he started smiling and went down. Right? But Ryan Garcia has nothing. I don't see it. What? Hand speed? That's not enough. That's not enough.
Right.
He doesn't move his head. He doesn't move his fucking head. And you need that against a counterpuncher like Tank Davis. A counterpuncher with a powerful bomb behind that motherfucker like Tank Davis. Gotta move your head. The only people at 135 right now that give Tank, the top level fighters, at 135 that give Tank trouble, and I guess they're at 140 now, right? They're at 140. They're probably at 140. So looking at 140, you got Subro Matias, right? Josh Taylor, Jack Catterall, Regis Prograis, right? Those guys are guys that give Tank problem at 140. At 135, Vasily Lomachenko and fucking Devin Haney. All of those guys that I just mentioned, all of them have the ability to elude shots, and they are above average in ring intelligence. Ryan Garcia is below average in ring intelligence, bro. He's below average. Where has Ryan Garcia showed that he's smart? Where? Because he got up and beat Luke Campbell? That didn't show that he was smart. He used skill to beat Luke Campbell because Luke Campbell's not that great of a fighter.
Yeah.
Never was. Luke's greatest claim to glory was that Jorge Linares fight. You know what I'm saying? That's his greatest claim to glory. And I would submit, how good is Jorge Linares? Jorge Linares is one of the most inconsistent fighters of this era.
Yeah, he is.
He looks great on Monday, and then next Monday, he looks like shit. Remember that fight? Who's the motherfucker that, damn it, Mexican dude?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that too. The
Adrian
one that
Broner beat the shit out that nigga with pink gloves.
Yeah.
I can't think of his fucking name.
Yeah,
he lost him. He lost him
like
on his
Sebastian,
first.
some shit I can't remember.
Yeah. I can't think of his name, but whooping his ass and then gets knocked out later on in the fight. Whooping his ass the whole fight, then gets knocked out. See what I'm saying? So Jorge Linares wasn't. How good was he really? Right?
Right.
Yeah, he's one of the top fighters in every division he's been in. But how good is he really though? That's Luke Campbell's claim to fame. So at the end of the day, bro, I just don't see Ryan Garcia with the correct tool set to stop the Tank Davis train. Actually, the train goes faster in this matchup, bro. Like I said, I think he looks good early because he's gonna try to box him. But Tank's gonna read him because it ain't that hard to read this motherfucker. And he's gonna land a big one. He's gonna hurt him first. Then he's gonna finish him. Yeah, he's gonna get knocked out right before the championship rounds, like round 8, 9, somewhere in there.
Okay, yeah, I can see that happening because I think the number one thing when you look at Ryan Garcia is and one of the, I think you pointed this out, we talked about it. Ryan Garcia's footwork is horrible.
Yep.
If he has any, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. His footwork is horrible. He has any, but the number one thing is Ryan Garcia. If you make him go backwards, he's offensively and defensively done. He doesn't know what to do. Hence why Javier Fortuna was having some success when he would try to keep his foot on the outside of Garcia, and Garcia had to pick his foot up and step and move.
Right.
Because he doesn't know what to do when he has to move his feet because he don't like to move his feet. Because his footwork is that bad. Well, you're not going to beat Tank Davis like that. I'm sorry. I mean, it's as much trash as you want. Listen, man, at the end of the day, because you said you talked about Ryan Garcia showing ring IQ. Hell, when has he ever showed any IQ? The motherfucker supposedly went out because he was depressed and took a week later took pictures of him and his girlfriend out chilling someplace. How smart was that, nigga? How smart was that? How smart was that? Right? But at the end of the day, I don't think it's something like you said, it's something he sees in Tank, but I don't see what he sees in himself where he think he can overtake that. He thinks his fast hands and his power, and everybody be talking about Ryan Garcia's power. His power is not like that, y'all. It's really not. His power is not the way you guys are trying to make it seem like. It certainly ain't on the same level as Tank Davis. Hell, Tank showed you when he said with Rolly Romero, he didn't really even plant and throw that punch against Rolly, and he hurt him and knocked him down. So,
yeah, I mean the biggest thing, and I just want people to understand, how do you get away from Tank Davis's power if he's pursuing you and you don't have the proper head movement nor the proper footwork? How? Some like Tony Reviews right here. He said, first time listener, Ryan is going to spark Tank. That's what's up. Tell me how Ryan sparks Tank with no head movement, no footwork, and he can't fight off the back foot. How? Are you saying he's going to land one big shot on Tank and knock him out? I've seen Tank get hit several times, but never been hurt like that. Right? Lodzo says the jab. You're saying Ryan Garcia's jab is good enough to stop Tank Davis pursuing him? Are you fucking serious, Lodzo? Or are you fucking trolling me like you normally do? Ryan Garcia's jab is nowhere near good enough to stop Tank from pursuing him. Nowhere near. You know his jab is more of a range finder, right? You know that, right? I mean, you're a smart dude, Lodzo. You know that. It's a range finder. Ryan Garcia has never fought anybody in the pros, of course, because in the amateurs he did, and he was getting his ass whooped in the amateurs fighting guys like Tank. But in the pros, he's never fought anybody with the ability that Tank has to pursue his opponent, right? And to set him up in traps. That's how he set up Leo Santa Cruz in that trap to land the uppercut.
Yep.
The hell? He says, the jab, EJ, he's going to put him on the back foot. Bum-ass Barrios jab had him in the back foot. Right. And then what happened? Did that happen for the entire fight, Lodzo? Because if it did, Mario Barrios would have won the fight.
Yep.
That happened at moments that Tank elected to be on the back foot because he was reading his opponent. That's what he was doing. When he got off that back foot, he went in there and did what? What did he do to Mario Barrios, Bo?
Knocked him the fuck out.
Knocked him the fuck out. Exactly.
Countered his ass.
It's exactly it's the same shit that's going to happen when Ryan Garcia, he's going to get countered. That's what's going to happen. Oh, why niggas disagree with me, bro? He's going to get, this is an easy one. Hey, y'all, put y'all money up, man. This is an easy one. Modern King, you said I'm tripping. Put your money up, dog. How much you got on you right now, nigga? I'm taking that.
Hey, second Ezra knows what's up. He said fast hands overrated when you had the flaws Ryan has.
He doesn't move his fucking head. He doesn't move. Speed doesn't matter. Modern King, ask Roy Jones. Ask Antonio Tarver. Antonio Tarver was a slow-ass milk dud looking nigga in the ring, man. And he nullified the shit out of Roy Jones Jr. speed. Now, he nullified it with a jab, right? And he was southpaw, right? Yeah. Tank's jab, But you know what nullifies that, too? Movement. Exactly, Bo. Thank you. Tank has that movement. Hell yeah, we gonna bet, nigga. Hit me up. We bet, nigga. I'm raising that 200, nigga. I'm raising that. I spend $200 fucking about half a week, nigga. From Monday to Wednesday, $200 done left, nigga, every week. No we shit. Raising that.
No shit. No shit. No shit at all. Period. Ask Vernon Forrest. Ask Shane Mosley when he fought Vernon Forrest. Nullified the shit out of his ass, them fast hands with that motherfucking jab.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. Ask them. Like, you know, see, listen, man. If you don't like Tank Davis, and I get you guys saying what you're saying, right? But if you've been actually watching boxing and you've been seeing the changes that we've seen in Tank, show me where Ryan Garcia showed you a change. Ryan Garcia is the same fighter we saw from his first fight to his last fight.
I don't think these niggas like Tank, man. You know, Lazo came in here, first comment he said was, Tank sucks. And then, like, you know, like 5 minutes later, he put Ryan sucks too. So I already know Lazo don't like him. But, you know, y'all got to get y'all feelings out of it. I don't like the nigga either.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, bro, this is boxing. We're comparing and contrasting styles, nigga. There's no emotions in this.
Nope.
There's nothing Ryan Garcia does that nullifies Tank Davis. Not even hand speed. That does not nullify him because he doesn't have the power behind that hand speed. You got to have power behind it. He doesn't have that.
Well, the thing that's killing me is you guys are saying jab. Okay. Well, what's the one thing outside of what we talking about, you know, another jab? What's the one thing that can slow down a fast jab? Fighting a southpaw fighter.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that he's even fighting a southpaw fighter, the only fighter I've ever seen be successful with a jab fighting a southpaw fighter was Marco Antonio Barrera.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only motherfucker I've ever seen successful. Look him up. I ain't gonna tell you nothing about him. Look him up, goddammit. Shit. Y'all are ashamed of yourself, you niggas don't know.
Hell yeah.
Shame on you for not knowing. but he can get nullified simply for the fact he's fighting a southpaw fighter. Well, what's the punch that you use when you fight a southpaw fighter? Straight right hand. Well, we saw Tank being able to get out of the way of that when Rolly tried that on him.
Yep.
See what I'm saying? So Tank has shown growth. I've seen no growth in Ryan Garcia, which is the same thing Carnelo saw. That's why he told him, get the fuck out of my gym. Trying to tell you. All right, man. Hey, like we said, man, make that call, man. Hell yeah, nigga. We betting.
Yeah, nigga, I'm trying to get paid, man. Second Ezra, exactly, bro. Timing beats speed. Exactly. And another thing about Ryan Garcia, and another, I think what a lot of you guys are misunderstanding is I think y'all are severely underestimating Tank Davis because of who he's fought. I mean, they're absolutely they're making it seem like Tank is like a C- level fighter, and Ryan's a C or a B. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, right. But Ryan Garcia Tank has fought a slick fighter with moderate speed, right? And actually pretty good counterpunching, because that was his thing back then. And Jose Pedraza, he's fought that. Now the hand speed wasn't the same as Ryan Garcia, but Ryan Garcia's slickness is not the same as fucking Jose Pedraza's. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
The pursuit that you see Ryan Garcia doing against Javier Fortuna, understand he's not going to be pursuing Tank Davis like that. So the volume's not going to be there that you saw against Javier Fortuna and Emmanuel Tagoe. The volume's not going to be there. So what is he doing if the volume isn't there? He's standing there, guys. He doesn't use the ring. Yeah, Pedraza sucks. I understand that. Lazo, stop being stupid, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he does suck, but I'm comparing styles, nigga. Jose Pedraza, honestly, given his style, right, the slickness and the counterpunching ability, was supposed to be more of a threat than the style of what Ryan Garcia brings into the ring. Because he's not slick. He counterpunches, but he does it from a stagnant position. He doesn't move. And he can't fight on the back foot. How the fuck is I remember somebody said Ryan's gonna be chasing Tank. I think it was Lazo again, this nigga. How the fuck is Ryan Garcia pushing Tank back? For 12 rounds, by the way. What? We understand we're talking for a 12-round bout, guys. We're not talking 1 round or 2. 12 rounds, guys. You're saying Ryan Garcia pushes Tank back on his back foot for 12 rounds? And Lazo said Mario Barrios did it. Yeah, nigga, for a couple of rounds and then got knocked out.
Yeah.
So even if Ryan Garcia is successful in doing that, Tank Davis's fucking track record shows that he won't be successful doing it for 12 rounds. What? Oh my God, nigga. All right, man.
Hey, man. I'm tripping. I'm reading these comments and shit. Modern King Tone, they both had good experiences. Tank with Barrios, Ryan with Campbell. Are you serious?
Oh my God.
I mean, is that a serious statement, dog?
Oh, hell yeah, Modern King. You already know. You just send me, give me the word, bro.
Right,
That's easy fucking money. I'm all about taking niggas' monies, bro. I've been doing that shit. Bet. All day, nigga. 200? I'll give you the 200. That's fine. I might even just give it to you, nigga. Just for the effort. Good job, man. You tried, man. Here you go, man.
Win the fight, say, hey, man, hey, win the bet, here's your cut for betting. You get a
get a nigga percentage of it and shit. Hey, man, here, take 100 back, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I shouldn't be doing this. This is too easy, bro.
Oh man, I can't wait, man. I truly can't wait, man. I truly can't wait. I'm calling, like I'm with my man Prodigy, man. Knockout, man. Knockout. I think what round you say? What you said, 8th or 9th before the championship?
Yeah, about
round?
8, 9, yeah, around there.
Okay, I think I'm with you. I think somewhere around the 9, 10, 11 mark. I think that's where you get him, because understand something also, man. You see, you guys are looking at it like my man said from a feeling aspect. Remember, we the motherfuckers that showed you Tank doing that gay dance. You know what I'm saying? We the motherfuckers that show you that. Right. There ain't no love up here for no Tank, but it's a matter of styles. And I can't stress this. I have seen no growth. If you're telling me Ryan Garcia only chance is the fast hands with that jab, then Ryan Garcia is done. Tank has seen that already. He's already seen that. Mm-hmm. He's done. He saw that in Pedraza. He saw that in Mario Barrios. He's done. Tank has already seen that, fellas.
Lazo, aren't you the same nigga that said Isaac Cruz beats Ryan Garcia? I remember that.
I think was that?
I remember Lazo saying Isaac Cruz beats Ryan Garcia on another show. If that's the case, how the fuck does Isaac Cruz beat him but not Tank? Isaac Cruz is more of a one-dimensional fighter than Tank is. I could have sworn you said that, nigga. But all right, I'll leave you off the hook. Somebody told me in this chat on another show that Isaac Cruz beats Ryan Garcia. I can't remember who the fuck it was.
I wish we could remember, but I'm looking
hopefully, yeah. I'm pretty sure it was Lazo, nigga. I remember that nigga's name. But whatever. He said Ryan KO's Cruz. All right, cool. Yeah, well, the person that said that shit, there's no way. Hopefully, that person's not saying Ryan beats Tank. I'm just saying, bro.
No.
They're virtually Isaac Cruz is a lower version, a one-dimensional version, right? They got the same base style in terms of pursuit, but Tank Davis is going to step back, use his brain more than Isaac Cruz and look to counter, whereas Isaac Cruz is just one-dimensional head down. You know what I'm saying? Going for the knockout. So,
well, I'm looking at this score. So basically, Lloyd Zoe, you're basically admitting Tank's gonna win with this scorecard because you're saying 114, 113 means there'll be a knockdown, right? Meaning Tank will knock down Garcia. Tank's one of the best finishers in the game. You really think Garcia can overcome?
Good point.
Tank Davis's punching power.
Good point. Unless
you're thinking about, he got up against Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell and Tank Davis. Nigga, please.
Good point. I didn't even see that nigga put 114, 113. You're right, because if it's 7-5, it's 115, 113. Good point. So he's saying, he just said, yeah. So he's saying Tank's gonna knock down Ryan Garcia like Luke Campbell did. Ryan's gonna get up and survive and win the fight too. Jesus Christ. Wow. Hey, Lazo, you want to get in that bet too, dog? You want to get in that? It's at 200 right now, man. I'm fucking serious. I'm serious. It's at 200 right now, Lazo. You want to get in that bet?
Oh, man.
Hey, send me a message, Lazo. I'm trying to make this money, nigga. Shit.
Man, listen.
That shit going right to my writers, nigga. All proceeds going to the writers. I'm telling you, I won't even use it from myself. Nah, nigga, the fucking buy-in is 200. This nigga said I got 100. Nigga, the buy-in is 200, nigga.
100? Nigga, that's the pay-per-view. What the fuck is you talking about?
Put that 200 on Ryan. You think he's so good. Put that 200 on your boy, dog.
100? Nigga, you better not go to Vegas trying to do some shit like that. Hey, y'all, look, this nigga talking about some $100 bet.
He said, I got prostitutes to worry about in case I lose. I hear that.
I heard that, man. My man, Chris Boogie. Reach and speed can't be ignored, and Garcia is still young enough to improve. Tank has elite power, but if Garcia can make Tank respect his power and get his footwork together, anything can happen. Exactly. You're hoping this nigga gets something between now and fight time that he's never done. That's the point we're making, Chris Boogie. You my dog, but come on, Chris. You know how it goes here.
Rolly Romero has more power than fucking Ryan and Tank. Respected it, but still figured out a way to get inside and hit, or not get inside, but to land that counter. I'm just saying, bro. Yeah, I know. We know you're not arguing.
Yeah. We know.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, Rolly Romero's power is more than fucking Ryan Garcia. Can y'all agree with me on that? At least Lazo and Modern King, that Rolly Romero has more power than Ryan Garcia. Can y'all agree with that?
No,
I'm just saying, dog. If you can't agree with that, I'm done, nigga. I'm not talking about this shit no more. You know what I'm saying? With you two motherfuckers, bro. If you try to tell me Garcia has more power than Rolly Romero. All right, cool. All right, good, love.
All right, bet.
Good.
We'll allow you to be on the next show, nigga. You shall remain in the chat.
Just saying, man. Like, come on, man. Like, they're literally, I don't see much difference between Rolly and Ryan outside the hand speed. Ryan, like I said, he's pursuing these guys that can't beat him, like fucking, and they're smaller too, like Emmanuel to go. And Javier Fortuna, like we said, was fucking bloated when he got in the ring. You can see that shit. Y'all go back and look yourself. There's no type of there's no form on his stomach whatsoever. Not even a line to show where an ab even starts. You know what I'm saying? He's bloated. So he's pursuing these guys because they have no fucking chance. He's not doing that against Tank. He's not pursuing Tank. If he does, who's his trainer right now? Is it still it ain't old dude. Who's his fucking trainer? Duva. So it's Duva.
Goosen is Ryan Garcia's
or
trainer.
Goosen. I'm sorry, Goosen.
Right.
Yeah, Goosen. So if he's telling him to pursue Tank, that will be the dumbest motherfucker in boxing. He will get that crown, bro. I'll make it and give it to him. Here you go, bro. Here you go, bro. I'm not saying Rolly's on. Did I say that, Bo?
No.
Did I say this?
No, you did not.
All I'm saying is, does he have more power than Ryan? All I said was I don't see much different between Ryan and Rolly in terms of style. I didn't say who was on what level. I didn't give them a C or a B or an A. I just said I don't see much difference in terms of fucking style, but or in terms of what they can bring in the ring against Tank Davis, with the exception of hand speed on Ryan Garcia's favor. That's it. And power in Rolly's favor. That's it.
Right.
That's all I said.
Let me ask this question to everybody. From a height, because my man Chris Boogie mentioned height. From a height standpoint, will everyone agree that Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia are almost of the same height?
Agreed.
Okay. Devin Haney and Tank Davis sparred. And there's an argument going back and forth that both them motherfuckers did good against each other. So it's safe to say that Tank has seen height, fellas. So that height ain't going to be the problem for Tank. He's
Mario
seen
Barrios was taller than him.
Exactly.
Height is not a problem.
Right. So that height is the main factor in this fight, fellas.
And actually, height can be a detriment based on the fighter you're fighting.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like, Tank Davis, in my opinion, height doesn't bother him because he's looking to counter, right? If he's standing on the outside trying to box, yeah, height is going to be a problem. If he's a one-dimensional fighter like Isaac Cruz trying to get on the inside the whole goddamn fight, then yeah, height can be a problem if that fighter is jabbing and moving. See what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's not the case. Height's not going to be a problem because Ryan Garcia ain't going to be standing out there boxing a nigga like Lara or fucking Floyd Mayweather. He's not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Man, there's a major overhyping session going on in this chat. It's crazy, bro. Yeah, they're overhyping the shit out of Ryan Garcia. This is, oh man, I can't wait, bro. Man, I can smell it now, nigga. All types of money just falling in my lap, nigga. Oh, get that 200 buy-in in, Lazo. Get that 200 buy-in in, dog. So I get this dough. Walk home with 600, nigga. Remember, proceeds go straight to my staff. I won't even use it.
All right, man. All right, man. As always, man, go to 3kingsboxing.com for the greatest what's going on in the sport of boxing, man. Shout out to everybody over there. Shout out to all you guys being here. And definitely make sure you guys hit us up for these bets, baby. We taking them. We are taking them. We are dead serious, man. If y'all that serious, we're that serious. All right, Prodigy, man. Take us out.
Yeah, let me read my man Chris Boogie's comment real quick because he's replying to what they saying. Sparring versus a younger and weaker Haney is not a good comparison, in my opinion. I'm just saying Garcia might be a real challenge, right? It's not a good comparison, but and he, let's say this. Compared to, Tank was losing the fights against Rolly and Leo Santa Cruz, in my opinion. So yeah, I think Garcia is going to be a challenge early. early. He's going to get knocked out late. That's what I'm saying. He's going to get caught. That chin is going to get rocked. Far more than it was ever rocked before by Luke Campbell. That's all I'm saying, man. All right, man. Y'all know what to do. Yeah, we locked in, Modern King. I ain't playing, nigga. You know, I think he was on Facebook before. Hit me up on Facebook. But I'm always going to be on here. Y'all niggas, you know, hit me up. I'll make a little account on PayPal where y'all can put y'all money in there. You know what I'm saying? I'll put my dough in there. It'll sit there. And I will give y'all's dough. Lazo will tell you, I ain't going to cheat nobody out of no fucking money. You know what I'm saying? We going to do this shit. Put your money. Whoever want to buy in that Ryan Garcia bullshit, put your fucking money in there. Let me know. Hit me up. Matter of fact, writing at 3kingsboxing.com. Send an email to that email, and we will get you started in the Ryan Garcia sweepstakes where the proceeds are going to go to me because he's going to lose. Y'all know what to do, man. Go to 3kingsboxing.com for your source of pure unadulterated boxing information. Hit us up on Twitter at 3kingsboxing, Instagram at 3kingsboxing, Facebook.com/3kingsboxing, man. Also, hit the subscribe button on this YouTube channel, Prodigy of Boxing Talk. And while you hit the subscribe button, also hit that notification bell so you'll know when we go live. Also, hit the link in the chat or in the description. Takes you to the 3 Kings Boxing YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell there as well, as we'll be moving shows over there soon. All right. Let's see what they talking about, man. Let's see what they talking about. Let's see before I leave. I gotta see what they talking about, man. So he said, time to re-download Cash App. Right. Right. Hey, Texan, who are you getting there with me or am I taking your money? Which one is it, dog? You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all be smart. You can get paid. Modern King said, I'm going to be pissed if I lose 400 between two Tank fans. 2K is one. Bet that up. Nah, I ain't no Tank fan, man. You know I don't like Tank, man. We got all the Tank banner in here. But it is what it is, man. Ryan Garcia can't beat him, bro. Well, let's see. He's a real dude for a Texas nigga. Right. That's right. Texas niggas are better than y'all niggas, though. You understand that? I used to live in New Jersey. Texas is better than New Jersey, bro. Easy. My man, Chris Boogie said, ain't no way I'm betting for Garcia. Right. Exactly, man. Man, my man said, Texan said, I'm getting paid. Tank. That's what I'm talking about, nigga. That's what I'm talking about. All right, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Every Tuesday and Friday, we're going live, 4:30 Central, 5:30 Eastern Time, 2:30 Pacific. And also we go live periodically on days that are not Tuesday and Friday. So just be ready. Any day, anytime, we can go live. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Cut that glee shit out, Lazo, for I block your ass, nigga. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Everybody's opinions, always welcome. Until the next one, we out.